What's up, guys? Nuance Bro checking in, and today we're going to be talking about an exchange between Joe Biden and an Autoworker on the issue of gun control. And we're going to break down the exchange to see who was right and who was wrong. But before we start, please consider supporting this channel at nuancebro.com/join. This channel does get hit with a 96% impression disadvantage, so all your help is really appreciated. Now, if you haven't already seen, a clip has gone semi-viral of an exchange between Joe Biden and an Autoworker on the issue of gun control. So let's take a look at that.
These union workers that have been working countless hours under the Trump administration, I'd like you to explain how you plan to not only keep us working, but how you intend on getting the union vote when there's a large portion of the union workers that are gun enthusiasts, and you are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of
All right, thank you.
No, shush. Shush. I support the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech. And from the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my sons hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon. I'm not taking your gun away at all. You need 100 rounds.
So when you were in Beto, when you said you're going to take our guns,
I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
It's a viral video.
It's a viral video like the other ones they're putting out there. They're simply a lie.
Your voice, you said that you're taking the guns.
Well, he just clarified it.
Wait. Take your AR-14s and what?
Okay, this is not okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Hey, let's
Don't tell me anything.
There's a lot of guys.
You're
wanting.
man.
I'm not worried.
Hold on. So much.
Give me a break, man. Don't be
You're
such a horse
pushing
guy.
up on me.
Hey, there's a lot of.
Hey.
Speak to Joe.
Look, here's the deal.
Go.
Here's the deal. Are you able to own a machine gun? I said, are you able to own one?
Machine guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How is that a machine gun?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
Yeah, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
In America from handguns, and there are what you call assault rifles. Why are you advocating for assault rifles when people are dying by handguns?
Hey, no. Come on, do this.
So let's break this clip down, starting with this portion.
And you are actively trying to diminish our Second Amendment right and take away our guns.
You're full of
All right, thank you.
No, shush.
So right away, you have this union worker who had a question prepared for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's listening to him. He reads off his question, and after he finishes, Joe Biden starts out by saying he's full of shit. Not a great way to start. And to add insult to injury, he then turns to his female aide and says, "Hush, hush," when she tries to basically say, all right, this is getting a little too heated, not good optics, let's move along. So in the funniest sort of display of bad optics, Joe Biden tells the woman, hush, hush, men are talking here.
I support the Second Amendment. Second Amendment, just like right now, if you yell fire, that's not free speech.
So then he goes on this usual politician spiel about how I support the Second Amendment, but like the First Amendment, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. You saw this recently with my exchange with Sebastian Gorka at CPAC, and by the way, if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you watch it. But people always use this sort of vaunted, oh, the First Amendment, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. Well, okay, but that doesn't automatically mean you can just do whatever you want with respect to other rights in the Constitution. Just because you can't yell fire in a crowded theater when it's not actually on fire and then people end up getting hurt doesn't automatically translate into any gun control proposal that you want is now justified. A better analogy would be, okay, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater that's not actually on fire. Well, then you can't shoot someone in the face if they're an innocent person.
From the very beginning, I have a shotgun, I have a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge, my sons hunt. Guess what? You're not allowed to own any weapon.
So then he starts talking about how he has a shotgun, he has a 20 gauge, a 12 gauge. So I guess he's listing out his different shotguns because 20 gauge and 12 gauge are shotguns. And then he says, you're not allowed to own any gun, which is a weird way to phrase it because I guess you could interpret that two ways. You could either say, oh, you're not allowed to own any guns, like at all. Or he's saying you can't just own any type of gun you want, I guess is what he's trying to say.
I'm not taking your gun away at all. You need 100 rounds.
So when you were in Beto, when you said you're going to take our guns,
I did not say that. That's not true. I did not say that.
It's a viral video.
It's a viral video like the other ones they're putting out there. They're simply a lie.
Your voice, you said that you're taking the guns.
Well, he just clarified it.
So then he tells the man, I'm not going to take your gun away. And the man says, well, you were with Beto when you said you were going to take our guns away. And he said, no, I didn't. That's not true. That's a lie. And the man says, well, it was a viral video and it went viral. And then Biden was trying to imply this is one of those fake videos where it was maybe deceptively edited and it's, you know, a deep fake or something like that. But let's take a look at the video that the man was talking about.
And by the way, this guy can change the face of what we're dealing with regard to guns, assault weapons, with regard to dealing with climate change. And I just was warning Amy, if I win, I'm coming for it.
So in this clip, you can see Joe Biden and Beto. They're at a diner. I guess Whataburger is where they're at, specifically, burger chain in Texas. And he's saying, listen, when it comes to guns, when it comes to climate change, and I let Amy know, whatever, we're coming for them. Which, okay, to be fair, is he saying we're coming for the guns, we're coming for those issues, or we're coming for something else? Who knows exactly what he's saying? So to be fair, did Biden say he's going to take the guns in that clip? Okay, maybe not. But how about this clip with Beto O'Rourke? Maybe he's referring to this one.
I'm going to guarantee you this is not last year's scene of this guy. You're going to take care of the gun problem with me. You're going to be the one that leads this effort. I'm counting on you. I'm counting on you.
So there you see a clip of Beto and Biden at one of the rallies, and he's saying Beto is basically going to be in charge of gun control policy in Biden's administration or something like that. This is the same Beto, by the way, who put out this t-shirt on his campaign website that says, hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15. And yes, I did donate to the Beto campaign just to buy that shirt. But once again, let's be fair, because that wasn't Biden saying that he was going to take the guns. He was, in a way, saying, okay, this person who said he's going to take the guns, well, that person would be the head of my administration on the guns, and maybe Biden would stop Beto from taking the guns. So let's be fair there. But what about this clip?
So to gun owners out there who say, well, a Biden administration means they're going to come for my guns.
Bingo. You're right if you have an assault weapon. The fact of the matter is they should be illegal, period.
So it really doesn't get clearer than that, ladies and gentlemen. You had Anderson Cooper saying, well, there's gun owners out there who say you're going to take their guns. And Biden says, bingo, if it's an assault weapon. So really what the guy was saying, that you're going to come for our guns, you're going to come for our assault weapons, blah, blah, blah. That's true. He's coming for your guns if you have assault weapons, what they call assault weapons. So he is coming for your guns. He's just not coming for all the guns. Is that really a justification?
Wait. Take your AR-14s away.
Okay, this is not okay.
Hold on.
All right.
Hey, let's
You
get
wanna
back
tell
to
me
the
the
thing.
same thing you do.
There's a lot of guys.
You're
A lot of guys
working for
wanted.
me, man.
I'm not worried.
Hold on. So much.
Give me a break, man. Don't be
You're
such a
pushing
horsey
up
guy.
on me.
So Biden, after already insulting this man by saying he's full of shit, after he accurately described what Biden said in his own interview with Anderson Cooper, where he said, bingo, we're going to take your guns if they're assault weapons, decides to just double back and say, oh, actually, wait. The AR-14s we're going to take away. We're going to take the AR-14s away, which I'm sure he means AR-15s, but ironically, the AR-14 is actually a thing that the Armalite company, because AR stands for Armalite, the Armalite company had something called the AR-14, but under the 1994 assault weapons ban, the AR-14 wouldn't even qualify as an assault weapons because it doesn't have a pistol grip or any of the other evil features. So I thought that was ironic, but he means AR-15s, he means AK-47s, the things that Beto talked about, the things that people commonly associate as assault weapons, basically semi-automatic rifles with the evil features. And then when the man responds by saying, no, it's actually not okay that you're trying to take away these guns, I own these guns, whatever, you're trying to take those away, this is not okay. He says it like that, and then Biden basically threatens him and says, you want to take it outside, and basically challenges him to a fight just for disagreeing after Biden already insulted the man. Remember, he insulted the man for being correct about Biden's position, and then Biden realizes that. So when the man says, oh, well, that's still not okay, Biden says, well, you take it outside, blah, blah, blah. What?
Here's the deal. Are you able to own a machine gun? I said, are you able to own one? Under the law.
Machine guns are illegal.
That's right. So AR-15's illegal.
How is that a machine gun?
No, it's not.
Semi-automatic.
Yeah, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds?
Deaths in America from handguns than there are what you call assault rifles. Why are you advocating for assault rifles when people are dying by handguns?
No. Come on, do this.
So then he gets into this thing about machine guns. He's like, can you buy a machine gun? Are you able to buy a machine gun? And the man says, no, machine guns are illegal. And he's like, that's right. So are AR-15s. Well, which AR-15s are not illegal, but he wants to make them illegal. We get the point. But are machine guns actually illegal? Well, not exactly. I mean, it gets kind of complicated, and I don't want to get into all the laws, but you can, in most states, actually own automatic weapons, provided proper paperwork and this and that. And you can go on YouTube, you can find plenty of people who own machine guns. They're kind of expensive, and they're not widely available for most people, but they're not fully illegal. But then the man makes a good point where he talks about, well, we're not talking about machine guns. We're talking about semi-automatic weapons, semi-automatic rifles, which you call assault rifles or assault weapons. Why are you trying to ban those when the vast majority of homicides in this country are with handguns? And then Biden yells back, do you need 100 rounds? Do you need 100 rounds? Which, what does that have to do with banning what you call assault weapons? Doesn't that have to do more with magazine capacity limits? Why couldn't that just be a separate issue where if you want to talk about banning magazine capacity, okay, have that conversation. But then what does that have to do exactly with the assault weapons itself? It seems like Biden doesn't even really understand the issue that he's talking about. But let's get to this idea that, is it true that handguns are responsible for the vast majority of homicides in this country? What about assault weapons? What portion of homicides are they responsible for? Well, let's go to the FBI. So this is from the FBI Uniform Crime Report in 2017. And if we zoom in, this is the expanded homicide data table, 11 murder circumstances. And we can see total murder victims, 15,129. And we can see total firearms, 10,982. Now, of that, we can see 7,032 were with handguns. Handguns, for the most part, which would not be labeled as assault weapons. Then we go to rifles, 403, and rifles are primarily the ones that would be considered assault weapons, but of course, most rifles are not assault weapons. So you're talking about all rifles would be 403, and then you go to shotguns, 264, and then of course you have some unknowns, other types of guns that are not stated. But we'll deal with the known quantity of guns. So you can see 64% of the 10,982 firearm homicides were with handguns. That's the vast majority. And then when you go to rifles, we're talking about all rifles here, which would include what he would deem as assault weapons. That only sits at 4%. So as you can imagine, assault weapons would be an even smaller subset of that 4%. So this man made a correct point and asked a good question in response to Joe Biden on this issue of assault weapons versus handguns. And Joe Biden didn't really have a response. And then he ended up just really walking away without answering the question. And really, he should have an answer to this question. Why are you banning what you call assault weapons versus handguns? Or why are you focusing on assault weapons versus handguns when handguns are vastly disproportionately used in homicides in the United States compared to these assault weapons? So that's the end of the video, guys. I thought I'd make a quick video on this topic. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Social media links are in the description box below, as well as merch. Support us at nuancebro.com/join, and I'll see you next time, bro.